want to talk about this idea that if men open up to women, that women will use it against them. That has nothing to do with being vulnerable. If somebody is taking where you expressed emotion or your feelings and someone takes that and throws it back in your face, whether it be an argument, being sarcastic, putting you down, or criticizing you, that has nothing to do with men opening up and being vulnerable. It goes both ways for women too.
Yeah, these modern women be asking for emotional intelligence, but don't be trying to exhibit any of the emotional intelligence themselves. These modern women would be like, yeah, I know I did something wrong. I know what I did was heinous. It was terrible. And that you should never do that to any man. I understand that. But you have to understand where I'm coming from. I had to do it for the sake of my feelings. I had to. There's no way that I could have done anything else. So you have to understand, you have to be a man, right? You have to step up and grow a pair and understand that sometimes, AKA most of the time, if not all of the time, I have to do something to protect myself. I can't think about your feelings. I have to put myself first as the woman, right? And you're supposed to put me first as the woman. And the man is like, right, I've been doing that, but understand in this moment, you really, really hurt me. Yeah, I hear you. But you need to understand as the man, what I did to you, I don't feel is as bad as what you did to me or how you made me feel. Does that make sense? Whatever I said to you, yeah, maybe I should have said it, but your response to what I said to you made me feel terrible. And so now you're the issue. That's manipulation. That's manipulation. Modern women don't care. As long as it all goes back on you as the man, they'll be fine.
Congratulations! Oh my God.
And I'm sure there's going to be women in the comments talking about, oh, that's not a dream man. He was only a frog. And once they kissed him, then he turned completely different. Yeah, these modern women are never satisfied.
I went out on a date with a guy one time. He said, what do you do for a living? I said, I'm a negotiator. And I didn't tell him exactly like how that plays out in real life. I was just like, yeah, that's what I do. And he's like, oh, okay. So that's how you make the big bucks, huh? And I was like, I guess you could say that. And then a couple days later, we're on the phone. He's like, hey, how was your day? I'm like, it was good. And we're just chatting. And he's like, I feel like I really have to be careful around you. And I said, what do you mean? And he said, because you're a negotiator. He's like, I'm trying to be very mindful of the things that I say. I was like, well, how perceptive of you. And then I'm thinking to myself, well, that was an interesting card that you just played. Because the negotiator never shuts off, okay? It's the way I think. It's the way I see the world. It's the way I hear information. I'm discerning. And I said, well, what makes you think that saying that to me was a wise thing to do? He's like, I don't know. I just have to watch what I'm saying around you. And I was like, well, why is it so hard for you to watch what you say around me? Is there something that you're trying not to do? Is there some version of yourself you're trying not to show me? I mean, just by stating that, now I have 5 backup questions for you. Then I ask him a direct question, and you know what he does? He hedges me. And what is a hedge? It's that thing that people do where they don't actually answer your question, but it's a very simple question to answer. So I asked another question that was exactly the same question, but 5 degrees of north. We just shifted the question a little bit. You know what he did? He hedged me again. So this happened 3 times in a row. And I just said, have you recognized that you have switched your position 3 different times in less than 5 minutes? Yeah. Okay. I think we're done here. Truth is succinct is long. It has never failed me. Not answering very simple questions. Red flag. That was easier than I thought.
So the fact that you already had a little quote to go with it, truth is short or whatever and whatnot, and BS is long and wide, and the straight is the way and narrow is the gate. Who cares? Who cares? If you were so good at negotiating and reading BS, wouldn't you have been able to do that in this profile? Come on, guys. Come on. All I'm saying is be great at your job, but modern women do the same thing to men that they don't want men to do to them. If a man put his foot in this negotiation stuff and said, I already know, I can tell when a woman is lying to me. He was interrogating me, and I just felt like we were having a conversation. I felt like he was just talking at me. He was just talking. He wouldn't listen to anything I'm saying. But what you just described to us was exactly that. Talking at him. We were just having a conversation. We were just chatting, just having a conversation. And he's like, man, I feel like I got to be careful around you. What do you need to be careful about? And you want to go swimming in an ocean that maybe you don't even need to be in. Does that make sense? Now you want to ask questions. I got 5 backup questions, and you're going 5 degrees north, and now you want to use terminology that don't nobody care about just to show you're a little bit smarter than maybe the average person. Great for you. Hand clap. Fantastic. Are you done? Are you done? And this is the type of person that's going to end up way down the road. I'm very successful in my career. I'm fantastic. I'm this, I'm that. But I intimidate. I intimidate men. I intimidate men. Well, I wonder why. I wonder why. Because you're too busy trying to put on display and peacock and show your skills as a negotiator. That men don't even, you don't even have a regular conversation. You can't even have a regular conversation with the person because you're too busy trying to one up them, trying to get over on them. And person's like, man, I was just talking. I was just joking. That's it. I didn't know we were doing anything else. I was just, why do you feel like you have to ask? You're hedging me. Why do you feel like you have to go? Okay, fine. Maybe this one was on some BS, right? Maybe this one. Maybe the next 10 guys that you go on BS. There's going to be somebody in there that's not on that type, that's not on that tip. And you pass them right up doing the same thing because you get in the mode of trying to negotiate and do all these things. And you push people away trying to show how much you can do instead of, and you're probably going to hate this word, instead of trying to be of service to somebody. How can I help? Hey, I can bring my negotiation skills to the table and I can do this for us, or I can get this for us, and I can be this for us. Instead of interrogating your mate or whatever and whatnot, which is what a lot of these modern women do, instead of interrogating him and using your strengths against him to call out BS and uncover BS, you could be doing that for the family. Because he could do the same thing to you. Instead of using my money and my resources and my power against you, I'm turning that outside to the world to say, hey, me and my family are a force to be reckoned with. You got to come with it when you come with us. My wife is a negotiator, so she can get us good deals or whatever, what might be. She can get us into the school or this place or here and there. And I can take this, my money, my influence, my power, or whatever it is, and I can get us in here. And what we're doing, we building. But because y'all trying to peacock and put yourself on display in front of everybody about how good you are, you remain single because you don't want to be on a team. You want to be by yourself. You want to show everybody how great you are. And at the end of the day, you want to go home to your friends and your family and say, look how great yeah, they can handle you. Oh, girl, while you eating pancakes at brunch, like some type of exquisite and rare eggs Benedict. Oh, man, let me sip. Oh, yeah, great mimosas. Let's have another flight. But yeah, like I was saying, I was so great and I did this and I found him. Yeah, you found him, girl. Let's make a date to do this again. Oh yeah, I'm definitely free. You're free because you ain't got no more prospects. You done ran them all off. Fantastic job.
I can't stop being horrible to men.
Well, you eat in and out, so that lets me know that you're a terrible person anyway. Whataburger forever.
Yo, you dudes that don't be wanting to go out is mad weird. Like, I'm tired of people making it seem like we supposed to be, we don't have to go out. I'm an introvert. Man, I don't give a f- if you an introvert, an extrovert, or Gerald Levert. Like, what the hell is wrong with y'all? Y'all don't be wanting to go nowhere. Y'all literally just be wanting to sit in the house all day and not go nowhere. That's just weird. It's just weird. I was not talking about, the mental people don't want to. Nah, I'm talking about just don't go nowhere. You know what type of dudes I'm talking about. Like I said, the fake introverts. They ain't introverts, they just bums.
I really don't get it because if they're bums, why would you want them to be out the house? You know what I mean? Like, why would you want to have anything to do with them if they're bums? I don't get that. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. There was somebody in the comments, there was a dude that said, are you funding said activities? And this is exactly what a lot of men are thinking. You're saying, why don't we go out anymore? Are you paying for us to go out? Okay, then I don't want to spend any money. That's why I'm sitting in the house, because I don't want to spend any of my money. And modern women, they just want to hang out. I just want to go out somewhere. I just want to go do something. But I don't want to pay for it. I don't want to pay for it myself. So what I need is a man. And now a man is saying, well, I don't want to be outside. I don't want to do that. I don't want to pay for you. Oh, man, y'all weird. Is that how y'all do? Man, you guys are bums. Interesting. Interesting. Shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right. Shame, insults, guilt. You should be outside right now. Why are you inside? Are you a bum? Are you broke? Why are you inside? You should be outside paying for me as a woman. I want to go to the club. I want drinks. But the way my bank account is set up, I need somebody else to pay for it. That's where you come in. A man pays for your drink and you don't even want to talk to him. You don't even want to introduce yourself. You talk, oh man, you should be so glad that you pay for this drink, that I allowed you to pay for a drink for me. Man, listen, leave people alone. They couldn't even stop to see if anybody was okay.
One time I asked this guy that I was talking to come see me, and he told me that if I was 10 minutes away, that he would come. So when he plugged in my address, to my dismay, he found out that I was 13 minutes away from him. So he didn't come. I just started twitching thinking about this story. 3 extra minutes. He said, you won't catch me there. He messaged me back and he goes, it's looking slow. Oh, you know what? But I got the last laugh because he requested me on Facebook a month ago. And I haven't responded.
I'm always amazed at how modern women can paint a scenario in a situation, right? Oh, it's just 3 extra minutes. 3 extra minutes this time. Next time, it might have been different. Oh, I want to go here. It's going to be 5 extra minutes. And I want to go here. It's going to be 10 extra minutes. And I thought this place was cheaper than that, but it's actually... I thought this place was cheaper than that, but it's actually going to be $100 extra. Okay. You know, it's a little bit much. I was planning on spending like 150. So 200 is a little bit more than I planned on spending, but okay. Oh, you know, and it's not going to be too much for dessert. How about we get that? That's going to be 20 extra bucks. Okay. Oh, and could you send me an Uber? I got an Uber here, but I feel like the man, he should at least pick me up or have me dropped off at home. Well, I can take you back to the house. No, I don't feel like, I just met you. I don't feel like that's right for you to know exactly where I live. Okay, well, let me get you an Uber then. You know what? I don't trust a regular Uber for 30 bucks. How about you give me an Uber Black? Because they're trusted professionals. That's going to be another 70 to 100 bucks. So you see how 3 minutes here, $5 there turns into something much more. That's what I'm always amazed at with modern women. They always say, oh, it's not that much trouble. It's not that big of a deal. If he wanted to, he would move heaven and earth, mountains to get to you. It's not that big of a deal compared to somebody moving heaven and earth and mountains. The man that I want would move all of that stuff. He would do all of that stuff. And you can't even come 3 minutes down the road to see me, 3 extra minutes down the road to see me. Okay, well, why don't you go get that man that was moving heaven and earth? Or is he still trying to move heaven and earth and he ain't come see you? Is that the reason? Okay, then. He said he wasn't coming. Get off of here trying to shame him.
Y'all, I was with my brother the other day and one of his little kept texting him. He showed me the messages and she first sent 1 paragraph. Then when he didn't respond, she sent another paragraph. And then when he didn't respond again, she sent another paragraph. Tell me why this man screenshots her messages, sends it to his guy's group chat, and says, I told you. Moral of the story is, ladies, before you double or triple text that man, think about it. Because he might be screenshotting your text and sending them to his friends talking about, I told you so.
See, the interesting thing about this story is that you said one of his little. So he had multiple women that he was entertaining. Why are these women still entertaining a guy that seems like you're saying is a player? He's not really focused on one woman. Wouldn't that lend credence to what men be saying about these modern women? They all go for the same type of dude, all of them, and they wonder why the dude is playing them. So basically what you're running into in this situation is another Chad, is another Tyrone. That's what you're running into. And then you're saying, you're taking that situation and saying, okay, all men are going to be doing this. The next time a man says it to you, when really your brother is entertaining multiple women. That's what he's doing. One of his little. He's got multiple girls out there, right? So just take that into consideration when you talk about all men doing this. When men do, no, it's your brother and men like your brother that keep a company of women. And the women keep on coming to him. They keep on texting, double, triple texting him, getting the same result. She's not going to stop. I think there was somebody in the comments that said something to the effect of, oh, and he going to be on the phone with her later on tonight, crying about how he misses her. And that's going to keep her coming back, along with the 5 to 7 other women that he's got going on. And he's going to keep on running the game. Hey, how about you come over and make me comfortable? Or how about I ain't coming over? Oh, I'll come over there. Let me get a night bag and I'll be over. All right, then I'll be waiting. And he's doing that to about 5 or 6 of them. Maybe 2, maybe 3. But he's still doing it. And y'all allowing it. Stop putting that crap on all men. Because y'all doing that.
Okay, I'm going to be so vulnerable right now, which is weird for me because I'm this bad has feelings. Okay, I need help. This dating scene is it's beyond, it is blasphemous. It's heinous, harrowing, disgusting. Why is it that men cannot treat women with an ounce of human decency? Where did the audacity come from? And trust me, baby, I know this is not a new argument, but I am at the point where it's like being a didn't work. Being kind didn't work. Trying to find the balance between being a and being kind didn't work. I've read books, I've listened to podcasts, and I'm not putting my worth based on how a man feels about me or treats me. But at the same time, I need to know if I'm doing something wrong here. You know, you're either too available or not available enough. You're either too nice or you're too much of a bitch. You're either too much like one of the homies or you're being used. And like, I'm at my wit's end. And all hope that I ever had for having a family or a partner who loves me is like quickly flying out the window. And there's not much left. So please, can anyone give me some hope? Just a little bit of hope. Just pass it over, please. Just anything. Ah!
I'll be honest with you, man. Listening to that last part kind of breaks my heart. Just because, you know, there's a lot of people out there that are seeking love. They want love. And then once again, we laugh and we joke around on this channel and many other channels about, oh man, she's single, she's this and that. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of people that want to be in a relationship. They want companionship. They're looking for love. I mean, that's what a lot of people, if not everybody, that's what they seek. And you hate to say, okay, well, let me take on this persona. I'm going to be a bad B. Okay, well, that's not working. Let me take on the persona of being a nonchalant. Let me take on the persona of being a homie. And there's a lot of times in your 20s and your early 20s that you try this sort of thing. But I think we got to go back to, you look like you have other people in your life that maybe you can talk to, or a mentor when you're trying to get rich, or you're trying to be successful, or when you're on the job. Very few people can do it alone. And that's why you need advice from the people that actually know you. I know it's easier to get on TikTok and hear about validation and, yeah, girl, you're so right. Do this, or I did this and I'm happily single and don't worry about it. Don't listen to those folks, man. They gonna have you single just like them and talking nonsense, and there's gonna be another 5-year journey out the way. You don't want that. You're looking for a man. The best way I would say is that it sounds cliche, but you need to back off of that playing the part of somebody. You need to sit back and think, well, I'm gonna go to therapy. No, you can go to therapy, but let's put therapy off to the side real quick. You need to think about who you are as a person. Too many times modern women don't think. They don't use their brains. It's not any critical thought going on about, what do I actually want out of life? Past the man that's 6'2", past the man that's making $100,000 a year, at least, past the man that's physically fit and stuff. All that goes into it. But you have to start thinking, okay, I want a family and kids. What are my values? Where would a person that has those values be? You can get on a dating app, and your job at that point in time would be, okay, I'm looking through these guys' profile. Oh, this looks like a match, and he's cute. Let me see if we can talk. Let me see if we can say something. Hey, how's it going? And y'all started a conversation. Oh, well, he didn't want to have a conversation. On to the next. Oh, hey, here's another cute guy. Hey, let's have a conversation. Your job is to have conversations, to vet the men. If a man has to come up to you and say, hey, I want to be your friend. I'm looking through the profile. Yeah, I mean, he might be a good guy, but we're on a dating app, right? So I'm looking for a person that aligns with my core values and my goals. Once again, not on no stupidity of like, he has to like rom-coms like me. He has to wear the same type of shoes and want to wear matching pajamas. Yeah, all that's great. But core values, my beliefs that are going to honestly and truly through a lot of phases stay the same largely. Now you're going to change. Well, I thought this when I was 20. Now I kind of see it differently when I'm 30. Those things are going to happen. But you're looking for a man. This is the way I was brought up. Who feels that way? And men are saying, I feel that way. It's your job to ask the question and say, now, do you really feel that way? And have a conversation and have the conversation in such a way that it's not accusatory, because you wouldn't want a man coming at you like that. Does that make sense? So you're having a conversation. Oh, that didn't work out. I'm going through clients. I'm going through potential suitors to see, okay, this man looks like somebody that's going the same direction that I'm going. And that's it. You keep on doing that, I think you'll have a better chance at finding the right person for you, because you've actually put some thought into it. And when you're thinking and always analyzing and making adjustments, there are going to be some people that slip through the cracks and they really get you. But if you're thinking about it and you're asking questions that don't allow them to hide, then you're going to get a better result and say, yeah, man, I really like him. Hey, let's go to my dad's house or my mom's house, or go to somebody's house that can kind of vet you a little bit better and see where you're coming from and ask their questions, right? Not saying that it works in all situations, but I'm just trying to give you a little advice because you're asking.